Like many of you who live in downstate Illinois, where I live, I am a gun owner. And I know many folks, my friends, and who have the utmost concern about their Second Amendment rights. And so the first point I want to make is that if your rights, constitutional rights, are threatened with regards to any of those rights protected by the Bill of Rights, then all of them are at risk. And one of the most fundamental to our founding fathers was the right to trial by jury under the Seventh Amendment to our Constitution. And that constitutional right provides that on any matter where the amount in controversy exceeds $25, you have a constitutionally protected right to a trial by jury. And that should mean that you have a right for a jury to decide the nature and extent of the damages that you sustained. That's not an important right because I say so or because a member of Congress says so. It's an important right because our founding fathers and the Constitution for this country says that's what we get. And so that's the right we fight for. That's the reason that this firm, along with many, many other trial lawyers, fight the notion of what is commonly referred to as tort reform. Tort reform can take a number of forms. One, many states have tried caps on damages. This is particularly true in medical malpractice cases. And the notion is, and there's a bill afoot in Congress right now, that if we just cap damages, then medical malpractice insurance premiums are going to go down, and as a result of that, we can reduce the cost of health care in this country. It is a lie, it is false, and it is designed to do nothing more than protect the healthcare industry and healthcare insurers, and it hurts real people who have suffered real injuries at the hands of negligent doctors. The first aspect of the lie is that somehow medical malpractice costs are driving up the cost of healthcare in this country. The cost of all malpractice costs in this country, take everything, the cost of defending those cases, the amount of the penalties that have been assessed, compensatory damages against doctors and healthcare providers, all of that is far less than 1% of the total healthcare cost in this country. You are not going to affect a meaningful change in healthcare costs by addressing medical malpractice reform. It is impossible to do so. The second falsehood that we hear all too frequently is that there has been an explosion in medical malpractice cases. The doctors are just getting sued left and right. That is a lie. And it's a lie for a couple of reasons, some very practical. One, my firm invests at minimum $100,000 in every medical malpractice case that we take into litigation. That is not a number that we can take lightly. It is not a number that we invest in anything remotely involving a frivolous claim. In fact, we have to be fairly certain that this is a valid, solid claim before we would begin to make that kind of investment. But the second and most telling reason is it's just not true. That in fact, if you look at the number of cases being filed, particularly those for medical malpractice, it has been on the decline, and it has been on the decline for many years. The third and final reason that it's a lie is that if you compare the rates of premium increases in medical malpractice insurance between states like Illinois that do not have caps and other states that do have caps, the premiums have not been going up any faster in Illinois than in those other states. And so it is a lie that will hurt people, and for those reasons we certainly encourage everybody to contact their congressman, their senator, and urge them to vote against taking away your Seventh Amendment rights. I will have other blogs coming out to talk about provisions dealing with forced arbitration and other important tort reform issues, but I urge all of you out there to be as vigilant about your Seventh Amendment rights to a trial by jury as you are about your right to free speech, your right to gun ownership, or any other constitutionally protected right. Do not let big business, big pharma, or the U.S. Congress take away those constitutional rights from you.